I'm taking up some lines from Deuteronomy. This day I set before you, choose life or choose death. I'm thinking how much that applies to tomorrow. Where there'll be one race of people giving thanks, another race of people mourning. The irony is that the people giving thanks will be the ones that will be dead. And the people in mourning will be the ones that will be alive. People who will be giving thanks number in the hundreds of millions. The people that will be in mourning, there's only about 1 million of them. And yet they're alive because they've kept true to their ways, to their culture, their religion. Those in the millions, well, they've created holes in the sky and they've dried up all the rivers. And there's lots of creatures extinct. This is for them. Enter the mouth of my speaking, taste the words on my tongue, the words that the people are seeking, the path where the red road runs. Touch the heart of my beating, the pulse and the rhythm of the drums. To the drums the people are dancing on the path where the red road runs. Witness the loins of my stirring, where I birth my daughters and sons, and know that my people are waking on the path where the red road runs. Now feel the belly of my hunger, but know that my people are strong. My people are rising in anger on the path where the red road runs. Our flesh is red. We dwelled in the land kissed by the sun. We dressed in hides of the four-footed tribes and were one with the earth and the bark and the stone. We followed the path of the red road and were guided by the seasons of the moon. They came on ships of wood, in skin of white and robes of black, with a cross of silver and a lust for gold that they took with the power of the smoking gun. The path they followed was crooked, and their words were forked on their tongue. We rode on horses swift as the wind. They rode the iron horse, and their iron was invincible. We drew our bows, and our arrows were straight. Our bows were sprung, and the arrows were true. Some pierced up to the feathers, and some pierced clean on through. But their iron horse kept snorting, and the wheels of the iron horse kept grinding, and our sacred hoop was broken in the morning of the moon, and the grasses are covered with dew. They chased us from the land of the daybreak star to the setting of the sun in the west. They took away our land and took half again, and we were penned as the bison marooned on islands in the plain. And what was left was divided among the people, and it was as if divided by zero. Our portion was less than nothing. Our rulers were gamblers and gunmen blessed by the missionaries who stole the spirit of our children and crucified us in the moon of red cherries. They planted ribbons of steel, and a rusty snake coiled our fields and choked out our harvest, and the earth was turned to dust. They sprung our fields with talking wire, and the buffalo were scattered when their barrels of steel spat fire, and the buffalo were turned to dust. The harvest of their seed was steel, and the fruit of the steel was rust. They fed us their culture, and the body of the tribes were wasted in their disease. And there were none but the eagles to witness, when they wrapped us around with their blankets of sickness. And spring turned to summer and summer to fall, and we fell in the moon of the falling leaves. Oh, Whitman, great poet, with your white beard and your barrel-chested destiny and your great white words realizing westward off the page like a man jerking his seed, like the spreading of their seed working westward. Mad poet babbling of the glories of your cities, the stone towers scraping your skies, and your bridges, tall, stretched out bridges, with arched steel fingers and the glowing of factories, and the bright fires in your nights. The pounding on your anvils, the sparks flying from your anvils. How so beautiful. How so much like hell. And your people spreading like the locusts, eating up the fields of forest and the fields of corn, mad on their wheels, mad and old, they're turning mad in their desires, sucking up the rivers till the beds are dry, sucking the breasts of our mother, sucking up the air from the sky and saying, but this is our destiny, and we will make it manifest. Thank you.